Welcome to Tuesday Night Torg, here on the Iconic Production channel. I am JM, your GM, and we are back in the Nile Empire as we see this group of heroes through a pulp chasm as they attempt to unravel the mystery of Dr. Lazarus Kane, a golden sarcophagus, and the Jade Scale. When we last left off, our heroes had gone to the Tangier Blossom, a underground bar and hashish club, where two of them, Lapis and Kage, encountered the Frenchman and the woman in red. This turned out to be not so good for Lapis and Kage, who ended up with each a nemesis, one official, one not so much. Down on the first floor, Archibald Peacock, Sergeant afoot, and Sadie, after causing a massive distraction, managed to break into the hashish den, where it turned out there were rogue cultists who were using tainted hashish to knock people out and abscond with them out of the club.
In a boat.
In a boat on the Nile.
No.
Wow. So, you guys have established that the Frenchman and the Jade Scale will be at an event that is being thrown the next evening at an estate. The letter got sort of burned. I'm not saying that someone has a reputation of allowing important documents to be destroyed, but there we are. I didn't say who it was. The fact that you're looking guilty is on you.
Who else would it be?
I don't know. It could have been,
Could have been anyone.
It could have been anyone. It was Schrodinger's PC up until the moment that you claimed it.
Yeah.
Well,
You can't stand.
Happened once.
Now twice. So you have to figure out where this event is going to be and how you plan to deal with it, whether you plan to go to it or not, but we're going to jump ahead. We're going to regroup at the safe house where MC Fang and Jasmine and Sadie are waiting. No, not Sadie.
Oh, Amiza.
Amiza. She's right there in green.
Yep.
Should have read the list harder. However, before we do that, I decided we have finished an act. You guys got your new cards. We've reset. Mm-hmm. But you all also have 5 experience points.
Ooh.
And seeing as this is the first time you have received experience, I figured we would do this little bit here at the start so that our viewers could see how experience works in Torg.
Question.
Yes.
We were wounded. And
you will have a night of rest before.
But the first aid has to be done in the first hour, so we hadn't done that.
We'll do that.
Okay.
We'll do that. So
some of us are pretty wounded.
The way some of you are very wounded, not just a little wounded, but like a lot wounded.
More wounded than you would think.
More wounded than you probably want to be. So you guys all get 5 experience points, and you'll get experience points at the end of every act. And the way it works is on page Add an all tab, and then I close my book. Here we go. So you can spend it on either attributes, skills, or perks. To raise an attribute costs double the new value. So if you're going from 6 to 7, it'll cost you 14 XP.
Seriously?
Yep. To raise a new skill costs the new level. So to go from 3 to 4 is 4 experience. Max of +5 in any skill, unless you have the mastery perk, which allows you to go higher. And then the last one is you can buy a new perk. A perk costs 5 experience points. And then the next one costs 2 more, and the next one costs 2 more after that. So the first perk you buy is 5, the next is 7, the next is 9 and 11, and so on.
Okay.
Once you get to 50 experience points, you will reach beta clearance with the Delphi Council, and there are going to be perks that can only be purchased at beta clearance or higher. So, what do you guys want time to think about it? Do you want to spend the experience points now? How do you guys want to play this?
Well, I'm going to up my fire combat so I can shoot better. I also have, like...
A ton of new dice.
A
Look
bunch
at
of
the
dice.
perk list. Perk list.
So... and I'll spend those, and then I might...
How many points does that leave you left over?
2 currently.
All right.
Because I went from 2 to 3. And then I might just hang on to those.
All right. Sadie, what are you thinking?
So I already had 1 point in first aid, and I'm gonna up that to 2.
So that cost you 2 and give you 3 points left over.
Right, and then I think I also have 1 point in dodge, so I'm gonna up my dodge to 2.
Up your
So
dodge
then I'll
to
have
2.
1 left over.
All right. Archie.
I don't know. I might look at the skills and maybe take a new skill like Find, which I have nothing in.
Can you find that skill?
MC Fang
I don't know.
has
I'm gonna have
excellent
to-
find.
I'm gonna have to-
Thank you,
but
Christopher.
can't,
Find everything.
find people
That's
that
right.
we need.
Well, I mean,
Or I could take a perk because each shell or potion that I can make is a perk that I have to
So
take
you could
another.
you could take a new perk,
A new
which
perk.
would cost all 5 of your experience points. But generally, the way it works is you will get 5 experience points ish at the end of each act.
Okay.
Christopher, what are you thinking?
I'm trying to remember the perks I looked at character creation. I already have Focus Strike and Trademark Weapon. I think I had something...
Also,
Maybe Double Tap was the one I was looking at.
that's a good one. Thank
It
you
is.
to Lily for our sweet Team Hell Couch cozies that we are using now to disguise a variety of things.
Yes,
Oh,
I have no idea what
gosh.
that is.
Stay away from my cozy.
I have one.
You're not using.
not on that, no.
Speak to the developer.
You know, if they had a button right here.
I
How
thought
much
about
does it
that.
cost to add spells later?
Spells is a perk.
It is a perk?
Yep, so there's a perk under spellcasting.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That
yes. I have the spellcaster spell. Perk. I can't remember what it does. I'm looking for it now. Do they call it mage?
Spellcaster. So each time you take it, you can learn 1 additional spell.
So I take it again and get another spell?
Yep, you take it again, you'll get 1 more spell.
Oh, smart. Alright. Spellcaster times 2 then.
All right,
I could take a medal. That's a perk.
you could.
Possibility Wars Campaign Medal. Awarded to any Storm Knight who participates in a glory event.
Which you have all
Which I
done.
have.
Is there a clearance restriction on that one?
No,
Okay.
it allows me to restore 1 bonus die of shock once per act.
Nice.
So there's several medals. Some of them I might wait.
The real question is, do I want to fly or bring thunder down, lightning on people?
Either one, I think, will terrify Sadie.
True that.
Danger, danger.
So while they finish picking their perks, just going to let you know, if you are a local viewer in Colorado Springs, on Friday night, we will be at Javelado, which is a new coffee shop and ice cream shop in Colorado Springs. They have vegan options, like a ton of vegan options, including vegan ice cream. And we, as Iconic, will be running multiple games. I'll be running an Introduction to Warhammer 4th Edition. You should come down. Mark will be running Shadowrun, and Becca will be running our 5th Edition game there. So come down and play in Becca's game. Then Mark and I will just drink coffee and eat gelato.
Wait, what?
She can have 12 players.
Wait, what? Time out. Time out.
I would not agree to that.
What?
All right.
I'm ready.
So you guys have returned to the safe
I've done
house.
first aid on
You
people.
may make your first aid rolls.
How do you do that?
Well, you roll your
I'm not
d20,
taking that.
and you read your d20 chart, and then you add it to whatever your first aid.
The demoniacal frenzy.
Which one does that one do?
First aid is based on mind.
Once per action allows you to
If you don't-
+2 to melee.
You
Have
take it?
first aid.
What do you mean it's
At the end of it, I have
funny?
to roll against corruption.
Have her do it for
Oh,
me.
You
nice.
read emergency corruption laws.
Please heal me.
Oh my gracious
When your charisma
heavens!
drops below 5.
Well, it was a fail,
You
so
become a
that one's
fiend
yours
under your
then.
control. You lose a character. You've only got 6 to start. It's like, yeah.
why
Yeah, I think you should
why have
do
you
that.
forsaken me? Is the
Why do you
question.
think I have all these guys?
Yeah.
All right, so you may make a first aid, like a medicine skill, to aid. Each success will, so you can make your medicine check to aid in healing, but everyone also gets to make a strength test minus any wound penalties to recover wounds. Success means 1 wound is recovered. If someone makes a medicine test and you make your strength test, then each success will eliminate an additional wound penalty for his test to recover. So basically, you can make it easier. Otherwise, Christopher, what wound penalty? How many wounds do you have?
2.
All right, so you have to make your strength test at -2. If someone makes a medicine check, they can remove that penalty in order to help Christopher heal.
Please.
I have
But
an
I
old wound.
told you
Do
I
just
just
do a
failed
straight?
my first aid
Do
check.
you have any wounds left?
On who?
So you're gonna make your strength
don't
check
know.
at -1.
Yourself?
Like
I didn't have any
It's
wounds.
old, right?
Oh.
She can still make
Am I the only one
make it to
wounded?
remove
No,
the
I'm
penalty.
wounded.
Wounded? You wounded?
I'm wounded. I have 2
what?
points of wounds.
Will you assist me?
Wounds.
I would love to assist you, but not with this dice. It's in timeout.
I'd love for you to assist me.
Okay, that's a lot better.
What'd you
It's
get?
a lot better.
DC is or TN is 10.
We're looking at an 11.
Okay,
so that
so
takes
you
away
can
my
make your
penalty.
strength check without the wound penalty. You can make. You're gonna have to make like 3 of these.
Please help.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 16,
I'll make
so
a
you get to
So,
make it without
no penalties. So I have to make.
It is a TN 10 strength check. You could spend possibility on it.
So your first roll was a failure. That was mine, I think.
So if you fail, you don't gain anything back.
You don't get your wounds back. Nope.
So I just make a strength
Yep.
test.
How much
at,
do I
At -2.
Do you award possibility?
Yeah, no.
Do you want to spend possibility on it?
Possibility?
I'm gonna have to. I got 2 wounds.
You've got 2 wounds. It's -2 to everything you do.
Okay.
What was your first roll? Remember, Dad's
5.
Okay, so
And now
Might have been
19.
a 4 total.
So
okay.
All the minuses. So roll again.
Well, yeah. So what was it on your die?
7.
Okay, so remember because you're gonna.
Oh,
add,
yeah.
So -2.
But that would be a 21 then, right?
Yep.
Plus 4. So 8. 16.
Okay,
So
so you recover 1 wound.
yeah.
I got a 27, which gives me 9. 9 and 8.
So you recover 1 wound.
So I get
Nope, you only recover 1 wound at a time. Remember, it counts as a minimum of a 10.
Yeah,
So what's your total?
8.
What was your total on your die?
My total was a 12.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So you.
Yeah.
All right. When you return,
I just can't decide which spell to use.
you can pick it as we go.
Okay, thanks.
Chris, what did you end up picking?
Block strike. It's a key power. When a foe misses me in melee combat, I can spend a shock to immediately make a melee attack of my own.
Ooh.
All right. You guys don't even
Lightning.
get up the stairs to
Can't
the
do
safe
it.
house when Jasmine sort of opens the door. You can see that she is definitely rested, showered, kind of ate a little bit more of Sadie's rice, or no, Lapis' rice. And
That was the girl in the.
yes, MC Fang is kind of pokes its head out. it does this.
Happy dance.
What did you find?
I found something.
Well, come in.
Okay. Go in.
Did you find anything more about Lawrence? Is he dead?
Didn't we tell her he was dead?
We
You
told
did.
her he died in honorable combat.
Oh. Right. I'm sorry.
Does it count as honorable combat?
Did you find anything
Tough.
about... Did you find anything at the Blossom?
Yeah, we found a lot. Do you know the name of the woman who wears red?
No?
Okay.
Why?
We encountered her, and she was not polite.
I blew up a... Well, I didn't blow up a boat.
You tried to blow up.
Archie blew up a boat.
So is that it? Is that...
No, we got another
Sorry.
lead.
You did?
We did?
We did.
We did.
I like that, like,
elaborate.
I'm walking past and like just kind of laying down on the cushions because I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah, that's right. You
hurt.
haven't shared it with Archie or Sadie yet.
I'm tired.
Oh, yeah,
I'm hurt. I'm just gonna lay down.
We found an invitation to a dinner party, right? Yeah.
We don't have time for dinner parties.
This would be one where, okay, so like I'm like sprawled, like just on the couch. I'm just kind of talking straight up into the air. This would be one where they would be there and we would show up and maybe get some answers because they would all be cackling madly to themselves. Because that's what villains do.
Bad guy party?
Monologuing.
It's a bad guy party.
Bad guy party?
You clever. You got me monologue.
I do have a Cosm card that would help with that. Triumphant Boast.
Oh.
They have to spill some beans.
Cool.
So it's tomorrow,
Yeah,
right?
so you guys have gotten
No,
back. You
I'm-
will
I'm-
get to rest.
I'm seeing the dinner party
the
is
dinner party that is
tomorrow
clear on the...
at 6 p.m.
Yes.
on the shard remains of the invitation.
Yes. Now that you are out of danger and you can kind of look at it,
Right.
the top... So the top and kind of this side are still there. So you can see the title says, "In honor of the Conqueror."
That's good old...
Conqueror.
Is that Dr.
Dr. Mobius.
Bum, bum, ba.
Yes.
Bad guy.
The Conqueror.
There you go, Christopher.
See?
Oh, you got it back.
It says, "In honor of the Conqueror." You can see Parade Ball.
Masquerade Ball.
It's like riddles. I enjoy them. Fill in the blanks.
And it definitely says 6 p.m. arrival. Hors d'oeuvres in the garden.
It's
Dinner on the
Horses.
patio.
Dinner on the patio.
Yes. Drinks on the terrace.
That's where I'm going.
That is quite the itinerary.
But you're
a
still
fancy
missing
party.
like a large chunk of, you don't know what was on the upper right side. Or sorry, the lower right side.
Sorry, I was terrace. Never mind. We're good.
Where were the orders? In the garden?
Yes.
I'd just like to tell you I've determined my spell. It will be Portal, because how awesome is that?
That's right.
You can sneak up behind somebody. Boop, got them. For the party, I'm gonna pop in the back. Sorry, Dan.
It's okay.
Make
I
you
just inhaled tea into my lungs.
I will still terrify Sadie when you disappear.
Who will? Well,
And randomly...
So you're
It'll
going
pop
to
back
a
up.
party?
Yep, that'll be worse.
I don't know.
Do we feel like someone's going to be there?
Probably the Frenchman. Probably the woman in red. Probably the jade scale.
Maybe Dr. Lazarus came.
Maybe.
Maybe
My father?
Maybe.
Dr. Mobius.
Dun dun dun.
Say maybe.
But maybe.
Alright, Mark, I'm fine.
You all right?
Tears in my eyes. Yep. Oh.
Lapis is definitely pouting.
If the Frenchman's going to be there, then I will.
You know the Frenchman will be there.
Then I will be there.
You have a new nemesis.
Can you
do.
tell by the strength of your hatred for your nemesis that he
Yes.
will be there?
He will. And this invitation was in his office.
Well, but you have it now, so I
I
mean,
do.
how do you know he read it?
Yeah, so how do... What do we do now?
Now, we find a way to duplicate the invitation, and I go and slay the Frenchman.
We also have to figure out where it is. And, like, you know,
I
get
figure
you a
that's...
map.
You would
Does it say in the invitation?
do the groundwork.
Is invitation required to enter? That seems
Sure.
very old school.
It seems very old school.
Seems very 1930s old school. Maybe some Pulp Fiction-y old school.
Yeah, potentially.
What's that for? Sweet, I got one.
Yay!
I did something.
So,
Tell me.
how, after catching some hours of sleep, how are you guys going to go about finding out where this party is? Getting the invitations,
And
getting
finding
costumes, right?
The costume party?
It's a masquerade
Oh,
ball.
Masquerade.
Masquerade, duh. It's like I'm not caught up tonight.
Yeah, I think you ought to.
Well, luckily, I have a connection.
Of course you do.
Your
Is it different?
hero knows someone in the area who can lend aid. All right, Lapis, which of the tasks are you going to try and help with? Do you know somebody who can make costumes?
Or
Someone
forger.
who knows the who's who, or is
The person who knows the who's is Gerald. But he's not who we're going to go to yet.
I'm pretty sure that as a maker of a fur bikini, I can probably handle the costumes.
I think this person you can lend...
You're all in thongs.
Woo! Well, that's high.
I don't think the elf would like that.
Well, you're already in costume. Congratulations.
Technically, so
Always.
is.
Sadie.
She just needs like a fur domino.
Indeed.
Right.
There.
I know someone who can do forgeries.
All right, so you know a forger.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Her name is Madeline.
Ooh, Madeline. Sounds like a good forging name.
Right? It's definitely not her real name.
Obviously.
Madeline.
No. Previously, I've known her as Carolyn. I've known her as Patricia.
Oh, I thought
Geraldine.
And at one point, she was going by Catherine, and somebody called her Kathy, and they got stabbed.
Yeah, really badly, like kind of in the throatal region. All right, so you have called us in.
For real.
Mhm.
You can see Madeline at any point that you want.
Okay.
However,
We probably need a bit more information.
you do need the info. You need an invitation that she can forge off of. So she can't make up what she can't see.
Right.
She could, but it might get us in trouble.
That's right.
Right.
Maybe you're
Redeem for one
Those-
entry into costume ball.
the
Gerald?
Gerald that knows people.
Uh-huh.
Can find someone that's been invited. We steal their invitation, and then she can forge more.
Sweet. Who's in charge of costuming and mask
Hey.
acquisition?
I need to make bullets after I nap.
Well, you know.
First, I take a nap.
And then I make a bullet. Okay. Yeah, at some point I will go and see Gerald in the morning. See if I can find him.
So you are the only. So,
But I would
you're
like,
taking care of the. You're going to go see Gerald to see
Uh-huh.
where the party is and what might be going on.
and if I can find someone who has an invitation to get to Madeline.
Okay.
That's my checklist.
So we have to find out where the place is then.
Yes. It might help if we see Gerald and find out who else is going, and we can go get an invitation off of them.
Are there perhaps, I don't know, drapes and like cardboard in the safe house?
There are.
Great.
And you remember you have access to a whole mechanic shed.
Oh, perfect.
I'm just kind of picturing Gone with the Wind costumes.
Please give me mechanical wings.
From Carol Burnett.
Like from Ever After.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
I'll just
steam-
Those might
unpack
be
and brush off my
Lobions.
red formal
My,
jacket.
okay.
Do you have a red formal?
Yes,
Yeah.
you know. We don't wear it.
No, of
Out.
course.
Campaign.
All right, so Sadie, you're working on the costumes. All right, so this is going to be another dramatic test. All right, so remember things kind of... So step 1 is figure out where the party is at.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2 is gather an invite.
Mm-hmm.
Step 3, you basically got step 3 covered
Mm-hmm.
with Madeline because of the use of your
Connection.
connection card.
Great.
And then Sadie, you can basically at any point fill in a step with creating costumes.
Okay.
So, Mark, you're out for this test because you are resting and making bullets, correct?
Yep.
All right. So, I have 2 primary actors. Who is helping Sadie and who is helping
I'll help
Lapis?
Lapis.
All right.
Cool.
You have left me with the elf.
I have really good mind and spirit. I'll help you.
Yes, she does.
Great.
She's got spirit.
It's really high.
I knew where you were going with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So, as I reveal the steps, you guys will get to make a decision on who is going to attempt to do this step and where does it fit in the larger test of trying to get access to the party. The reason we're using the drama deck is because where other games may kind of take a slower pace and extend out different things, the drama deck allows us to kind of sort of have almost exciting cutscenes, kind of dramatic resolutions to things. So, one of you guys can attempt this. This is, you are going to try and outflank the Jade Scale and all of these people. This would be if you guys want to try and you could use maneuver or trick to try and get what you want. And it is definitely, it has A listed on it, which means you can take A actions. So this will count towards the first step of your...
Sorry, I'm not helping you because I could really help you.
I think that's going for you, though.
Yeah, I got maneuver.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
maneuver at 14.
That's at 13.
So
Pish
we
posh.
need to figure out where it is. So if we,
Gerald, yes?
well, I was gonna say if we can figure out kind of maybe where it is, knowing that it needs to have a garden, a patio, and a terrace.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we can, if we've got to outflank, outmaneuver.
So those are going to be so the preferred actions are going to be maneuver or trick. Okay, which you could use in your interactions with Gerald. If you do the preferred maneuver, you get a possibility from it. If you don't, you can just say, "We talked with Gerald, and here's how we're trying to resolve it."
Okay, we know there's a garden, a patio, a terrace, and we know there's a whole bunch of food and drink that have to be delivered. So maybe following some of these catering
Sure.
people around town to check out some of the bigger venues.
Sure.
Like your train of thought. Poison the food.
Sure. But we would have to be quick and stealthy and
Well, how about
follow
I
them.
maneuver my way through there?
Sounds like a great plan.
All right, so you guys are heading out into the city, and you're trying to kind of narrow down where the place is and where some of this food might be coming in for the evening.
Yes.
All right, and you're going to try and do so. Remember, maneuver is sort of like feints or getting people tired, running them down, that sort of thing. So how is Kage going to use maneuver to find this information out?
That's a good question.
You guys, your team. So
are we going to go and find... Would I know of places that would be able to do appetizers and dinner and dessert and drink?
well, if it's a dinner party, it's probably going to be all done in house. Like this is going to be a
But they're going to have to get a lot of food.
they're going to be on the upper side of Cairo. So there are only a half dozen places in the city that can provide that much food.
Okay. And following...
Yeah, I say we start following them. Pick one, start following. If somebody leaves, truck leaves or something. Full of,
Yeah.
Start.
Like a food to the place where
Yeah.
they will have to make it.
Yes.
All right. So what I'm asking is, how is this a maneuver or an attempt to outwit, as opposed to
So I'm
just
running
like
on rooftops and jumping from roof to roof, above the street as I follow it. All
right.
Jason Bourne style.
Give me a maneuver check. Or maneuver.
18.
18. All right, Christopher, you completed that with a good success. So first of all,
Woo!
here is that, and you will be providing a bonus to your next, to the next
Next
action.
action.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right, so you guys spend about 2 hours leaping from rooftop to rooftop, throwing people off the scent.
My suit is still impeccable.
Of course it is.
You believe so? That's what's important.
Maybe causing a couple distractions so you can get in, get on the truck, look at the manifest, and get off before
Mhm.
people notice. And it looks like there's one place in town that is having this
A large shindig.
party tonight.
A hootenanny.
Do they appear to have a garden, patio, and terrace?
As you stand outside the gates of Farouk the First's manor, you can see lanterns are being strung. They even have a garden maze.
Ooh.
But you also see people walking around who are definitely the stormtroopers of
Legally distinct
Jason
from
Doctor.
stormtroopers.
Dr. Mobius.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, producer, I'm going to need you to get on, getting me a soundboard so I can do that. So, all right, so you guys have figured out where it is at.
Great. Check.
But the pace quickens.
Ah!
So, the pace quickens. Either side can attempt their actions.
Mm-hmm.
You will get possibility for doing a multi-action, so trying to attempt multiple steps at the same time to get through this. But all 4 actions, so B, C, and D are all on this card, which means if you work enough through this, you may be able to finish this up and still have a lot of time left in the day for additional things that you wish to do.
Well, I definitely think you can be working on costumes at this stage.
Totally.
I'll help
So
you.
there's a montage of me running and leaping from building to building.
What do you need me to
and there's
Me
a montage
distracting.
of you at a sewing.
Apparently Lapis would like some wings.
Yes.
Mm.
Please.
And if I can make them metal, can I make them tiny?
Butterfly wings.
You just have to
Fairy
infuse some of the stuff that I'm creating in the shed with, some of the...
Whatever that
I
is.
don't do that. I had to make fireballs and lightning, apparently. Where have you taken that?
Perhaps you could put a small amount of lightning in them and they will look magical.
Ooh, but it's an instant cast.
Oh, well, then never mind.
Inspiration.
Please do not incinerate my creations. They're very important to me.
Okay, I'll watch.
You can
Christopher, you actually get a destiny card, not a possibility, when you take the approved action. So, give that back.
Nice.
I mean, you still have plenty.
All right. So, You are attempting to make the costumes.
Oh, we're making costumes.
All right.
Tempting.
Are you attempting multi-actions as well?
Yes, we're going to go and discuss with Gerald who else is invited and where we can find a invitation.
Okay, so here's how this is going to work. Making the costumes for 5 of you is actually going with what you have available. This is not like costume
This is not Zizos.
making. Did you say it's not Zizos? Okay, it is not Zizos. Thank you. I was looking
They're
for.
close now. Yeah, but they don't have to be like all-encompassing costumes, right?
No. However, it is.
Also,
We don't.
am I
need
making
5.
it for 5 of us because one of us is an elf and there are no elves here?
That is true. So,
Another one
And
also
I've
has
got my
a
dress
phone.
uniform. So it's really only 3.
and MC Fang.
Oh, that's true. MC Fang needs to be dapper in a...
But just give
Bow
them the
tie and
tuxedo.
top hat.
Yeah.
Please tell me bow tie and top hat.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what
I was
we
thinking
need.
wear sunglasses and gold chain,
I'm
but
going
sure.
with full Chippendales, but okay.
So nothing?
The
The little bow tie. Yeah.
Collar and bow tie.
So this is
Okay.
going to be a hard test for you, which means you need the difficulty number is 14,
Okay.
and you will count as being 1 step in this multi-action.
Okay.
Which means if this team tries it, they will also take penalties to their action.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to make a hard crafting roll.
Spirit, mind, strength, dexterity, charisma.
Yes.
I'm going to charm our costumes. Don't tell me you didn't come prepared for this
Come on,
eventuality.
Daryl. Why isn't there like a cosplay costume?
I don't know why.
What about trick? Would it be a trick?
I'm willing to give you trick. I would be willing to give you.
Because my trick is high.
I was going to say melee weapons, but no. Profession. So this is going to be a mind roll.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I will take a trick or a straight mind roll here.
Okay.
But it is a challenging or a hard test. So you've got to get to 14 as your target.
14 is my target number.
How can I help her? Do I just roll?
How you will help her is: do you have any cards that you can play for her?
I can add 3 to my mind or skill related total.
But you can play that
Oh, I
after
can
you
give
roll.
you that.
If you
Can
need
we
to.
stack? Can we
Yeah,
stack
you can roll and then
willpower
You
on that?
can stack them,
cards on
yes.
that.
Okay,
Okay,
here.
so if we need, I'll roll
Okay.
first,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
we'll
we
see
can do a plus
how far we
6.
need to go there.
Yeah.
I have faith. I get a 14.
You're at 14.
I am.
You don't need to spend any of your cards.
I don't. Would it be better if I did?
If you can get to a 19, they're gonna be sweet costumes and may stand up a little bit to
Scrutiny.
Gunfire?
scrutiny. No, not gun. No, why would you?
Gunfire, obviously. Their armor,
Sadie
secretly.
shows up just taking a door off of a truck and rolling the window down and wearing it over her neck.
For the win, my picture card looks like a masquerade ball. I
It
feel
does.
like that should be worth more than 3. Just saying.
Like
But if you
5?
have 3 and
Yeah.
3, that's,
Yeah, I mean,
you
I
get to
agree.
20.
All right, so we're going to play both of our willpower cards, and we're now, at a 20.
That was amazing. I don't know
It's
that you
gone
would
to
have
the
done that a
abyss.
second
I
time.
know, I don't think so either.
We're at a 20.
Okay, so
Dead to us for now.
when this is something you guys are going to have to let me know.
Mm.
When we get back around after they make their rolls, I need to know what you are adding to each character to make them in disguise. All right,
Oh,
so what the
jeez.
costumes are,
No pressure.
and 2 of them, they're out doing other stuff, so they don't get to. Anyway, it's your turn. You have 2 things left.
Yeah, we're gonna find Gerald.
Wait,
all right.
can we back that up? Are we getting costumes for all 5 of us, or are we doing just the 3?
You're doing the Sadie, Kage, Lapis, and
MC Fang.
MC
MC
Fang.
Fang.
So 4. All right. So
own
Kage,
clothes are a
you
costume.
and Lapis are rushing through the city. You have to get the information out of Gerald as quickly as possible, steal an invite,
Mm-hmm.
and then get it to Madeline.
It'd be really handy if Gerald just had an invite on him. that's going to happen.
It's definitely not going to happen. Gerald doesn't get invited to these parties.
Maybe Madeline does.
So, intimidate roll to get the information out of Gerald.
I mean, that works.
You should have taken MC Fang. MC Fang is boss in intimidation.
How are you going to get the information out of Gerald? How do you plan to get the information out of Gerald?
I mean...
We don't have time for pleasantries. We need to get out of them now.
I will ask him kindly first.
Persuasion,
And then
Okay.
if that doesn't work, I'll let Kage get at him.
If that doesn't work, we go to another card.
Well, right. And
Yep.
then I let Kage at him. And
All right.
happens.
And then I will need a stealth check to lift the...
Mm-hmm.
Stealth?
Do you have stealth?
No.
Oh.
And this will be
Yeah, I
the...
do.
Oh, good.
You guys will be at -4, so you will also need 14s to get these to succeed, because this is a multi-action.
Okay.
So is your persuade good, or should he just intimidate?
I don't have
One of you gets to
persuade.
make one of
What's
you
your
gets to make the
intimidate?
other.
My intimidate is 9.
By the way, Lily,
Better than mine.
multi-action.
Really?
8.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I will intimidate
All right.
Gerald because I do not have a persuade.
All right. Give me the roll. So you find Gerald. He is again almost about to win in blackjack when you grab him and pull him from the table.
Mm-hmm. So most of your information was good.
No!
I walk by the table and I pick up his cards and throw them in the middle.
No!
You know, they wanted your name.
Did you didn't tell them?
The Frenchman wanted to know who told us.
Oh no.
I didn't. I didn't give him any name.
Good for you. Good for me. This is the deal we had.
Yes. And as we find the Frenchman again, in order for me to not tell him your name again, I need something else from you.
What? What could I possibly give to you?
There's a party going on tonight.
And he just...
Who's invited?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes,
Yes, you do.
There's lots of parties. How do I
Who's
know which one
invited?
you're talking about?
You know which one I'm talking about.
For the Conqueror.
Yes, it is Cairo Day. All parties today are for the Conqueror. That is what Cairo means.
All right, one at Farouk the First's.
Give me your intimidation roll.
Oh, good gravy. Son
You guys can play cards.
Remember to add them together.
of... I don't have anything else to
that'll-
add.
Second chance?
15
Oh, yeah.
is 2. That gets me to 11.
Want to do second chance?
Yeah.
Immediately reattempt any action.
Sure.
The new test takes the place of the failed one. This
You
may
will
be
get to
played
keep
after
your
a
possibility
mishap,
on it.
Okay.
negating any effect before they occur. So
Alright, I will attempt again.
Well, you get to roll, and you get your other
That's a
possibility.
1.
You still get to re-roll for your possibility as well. It could be a
And it's
20.
10.
That's a 6. So
you're
11. Which gets me nothing.
Banish
Which
your
is worse
dice.
than before.
You're dead to
Does
you.
anybody have anything else that can be played?
Would you like to play a drama card as a possibility in addition to your other possibility?
Play this card to hero as a possibility, and you can play it with other possibilities and drama cards. So,
All right, so right now you're at
So
11.
so you can roll again.
And you can have one more possibly, too.
Another 10, I guess.
Yep.
So 21.
21 gets you plus 8. Is that
Which gets
enough?
me to 17, yes.
All right.
hooray!
So you have to, you kind of, lift him up and shake him, and he kind of wet noodles. And then you really shake him. And then by sheer dumb luck, you kind of catch him under the table as you shake him and, bang his head a couple of times. He's like, enough!
And then I'll tell her, no, I got this. And then I go and I slap. And then the next person in line behind me.
I've seen that movie.
Many a time.
Seriously.
All right. Yes, I know. I can tell you who. There are several people downtown. Abdil, who runs, First Cairo Bank, right across the street and then across the park on the other side of the street. I know for a fact he was invited. He was showing off his invite as we were breaking our fasts. You can get it off of him right now. Please stop hitting me against this table. Who is this person?
Kage. Thank you, Gerald. And when I set him back in his seat, I give him a kiss on the forehead.
Like,
I'm really sorry.
Everyone is looking like they just kind of get out of your way, and the bouncer sort of opens the door.
I'm going to blow him a kiss as you walk out the door.
I kissed him on the forehead and apologized.
All right, Kage. When you you cross the street, you get past the tenement building, you go down an alley, you cross a large park, and there is the Bank of Cairo.
Second Bank of Cairo. Next to is the first bank.
Next to it is the first Bank of Cairo. You go into the wrong bank, and you spend several hours.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. Okay.
I will take what you have. And I will
No, we don't.
First Bank of Cairo.
There are a lot of guards, like even more so than you would expect at like a regular bank. It is a town known for, super villainy.
Sure.
So maybe that. You're not used to the guards in banks carrying, submachine guns. But yet, here we are. How are you going to get...
I identify Abdiel. I say, you can do this. 2 fingers to the pocket. Hold it out.
I'll have to get into the bank first, right? I just walk into the
You
bank?
can just walk into the bank.
I'll walk into the bank.
What do you think this is?
You look... They give you some very strange looks because your suit does not look...
As reputable as it could.
I mean, it looks really nice where you're from, but here you sort of stick out.
I walk in like I own the place,
Okay.
and I walk up to the first...
Roll a confidence check.
not one of the guards, one of the employees.
Yes.
And did we get the guy's name? I didn't.
Abdiel.
Abdiel? I
Yes.
walk up. I have a meeting with Abdiel in 10 minutes.
Are you Mr. Sharif? Just go with it.
Yes. Don't I look like Mr. Sharif?
I've never...
It'd be funnier if
I
it was
am
Mr.
very sorry.
Sharif.
I have... please, he will be back from the vault in about... any time now. You can please go ahead. And she just kind of points at the office. Big glass window. You can see there's there's a couch and a desk and that sort of thing.
May I wait here?
No, go in the office.
What if Mr. Sharif comes back?
Steal
the window.
the invitation out of the
Shut the blinds
office.
and wait.
Eyes.
I go in
on the
and I
press.
shut the blinds and I wait. Because I choose to.
Steal the invitation. You are awful at this.
Check the
My character is far more charismatic than I am.
That's
Check
fair.
his desk.
That's why you get to roll these things.
But yeah,
There are no blinds, but you do see a white envelope in golden
Take
calligraphy
it.
with hieroglyphics kind of around the edge. And it does say, it's got the address of the bank. It's got the bank manager. You can see, there's a card sort of right there.
Does it have that
I just walk up to it, I open it, I pull it and put it in my coat.
No.
I open the folder.
Yeah.
Pull it.
Right?
In my
Give me,
coat.
give me the stealth check.
Stealth. What is stealth?
dexterity.
Dexterity.
Oh.
You should have taken it, didn't you?
No.
Why?
But I have an 11 in dexterity.
Oh, well.
You got
that's
this.
fine. Or not, man. Re-roll.
What'd you get, Christopher?
7.
7?
So
or
you
a
need
1.
to
I can't read that.
roll it again.
That
So that's
dice from far away.
now it's a 10, right? Or no, you add it together.
7 plus
14.
All right, that's what you need.
Okay.
You make it out.
I just in that, and once I have it, I just walk past the person who tried.
All right, you are waiting across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Streets of Cairo, very busy. People walking back.
Avoiding the crap out of Lapis.
That's right.
I don't know why.
Lapis, you see Kage emerge. You definitely see a couple of the guards. They.
Suspect.
I ignore them all.
All right.
I make a point.
All right.
Straight ahead.
Well done with your second
They're beneath
dramatic test. With the card that you played, you make it to Madeline of the Lines, and
Excellent.
she is able to. get you 6 invitations. Well, a total of 6, I should say.
Awesome.
MC Fang gets his own?
Are we gonna bring the kid?
Oh.
We didn't pick a costume for the kid.
For Jasmine, no, we're not taking her along.
Oh, okay.
She's a child.
Well, you know, she was locked in a sarcophagi. I feel like she could go to a party.
She's 13.
So,
She's still taller than the elf.
I think elves are tall in this world.
when you guys get back, there you are in the safe house. New bullets, new costumes, and 6 invitations.
Yay!
It took you all day. I'm done. I'm having tea.
And a second nap.
Yes.
Gotta be rested going into war.
Sleep when you can.
Biscuits.
Earn that Crimea.
Oh man.
I love this game.
Jolly good. Jolly good.
All right. So you have about 3 hours left until the party starts.
Sweet, I take a nap.
Oh, now it's okay to take naps.
Yeah, because we got stuff done. I'll have you know.
What is my costume?
You're a geisha.
Is there a mask that's involved with this?
Got a little tobacco. Pulled a little too much of the leaf.
Yeah, show us our costumes.
You requested wings. You have wings.
Are you skilled in the language of the fan? I saw it
You're
in
a
Singapore
fairy.
once.
You're like Tinkerbell. But not Tinkerbell because she's probably illegal to talk about right now.
Legally distinct from Tinkerbell.
That's right.
A fairy with a fairy dress.
Shame what happened to Tinkerbell.
Can I still hide at least one of my guns in this dress?
Yeah, we made it flowy and longer.
Awesome.
With side pockets, so you don't
Oh,
have to.
excellent.
You don't have to expose
Side slit.
yourself to
Side slit to get in.
right,
Okay,
to
great.
access your guns.
Is there a mask with mine?
Yeah, of course. Everybody's got a mask.
What does my mask look like?
It's a full face mask, and it is painted like a geisha.
I wear my suit and the mask.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do during the day? So I'm coming. Yes. Where's my costume?
Told ya.
Your job will be to guard the safe house. It's a very important job.
Jasmine,
You realize that you wouldn't even know what's going on if it wasn't for me.
You realize you would probably be dead if it wasn't for us.
As I understand
Be
it,
dead because of us too.
Lawrence would have let me out had the convoy not been attacked by... Oh yes, who was that
Those are
again?
semantics. Or another such word.
It's the right word.
I mean, listen, we cannot blame MC Fang for following his nature.
I don't blame MC Fang for
Okay, great.
anything.
I just want to be clear.
Wait, MC Fang was the one who killed Florence?
No, I did.
Oh. How many nemesis do you want?
Hey, I'm trying to save your lizard's reputation with this little girl.
it's a very noble act.
Listen, I can be helpful, especially if my father is there.
Kid, I had your back. I tried to get you a costume. I got voted down.
There were 2
We got a
of
couple
you.
hours. Is there enough time to...
We could dress her like an elf, too. Are they about the
You
same
can
size?
put her in the geisha
Will you
costume.
stop thinking that I'm short? I think I'm taller than all of you.
I mean, I do have an extra mask.
Put her in the geisha costume.
No, is what she says.
Do we have time to
It's
make
that
this
or
costume?
stay home.
You have 3 hours. You can throw something else
Yeah,
together.
we'll let's see. We'll do something with her and MC Fang, but I need to think of something creative. I need a minute.
Okay.
She's small enough she could
I was gonna say
ride
Shaggy.
MC Fang.
She can ride. She's small
She
enough
can
to
ride
him.
MC Fang.
Yeah, right. But
Can you put a horn on him and make him a unicorn?
oh, that would be hilarious. I was thinking Yoshi.
Yes. Yoshi.
And a plumber.
Also legally distinct. The
So-
title of this episode: Tonight we all get sued.
What? No, we can make MC Fang a unicorn. And make her another fairy costume.
Like a princess, sorta.
Fine, if that's what gets me into this party.
Well, what do you want to be?
I probably have a spare fur bikini, just saying.
No, I'm not okay with that. All right, address it.
No one is, really.
There were several people in the Tangier Blossom. Totally okay.
They were into it. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, they were.
So 3 hours later.
That's how I started a bar fight.
Your fur bikini?
Yes.
Cool.
You guys exit the safe house in costume. Make your way to Farouk's manor. This manor is on the banks of the Nile, kind of overlooking it. You can see where the main floor kind of extends out over the river. And you can see the who's who of Cairo are here. Everyone is in costume, which gives you kind of a chill, because some of the costumes you recognize, but you're not entirely sure if those are people you've actually put away, or if they're just people dressed up like some of the villains that you put
It's
away.
a villain conference.
It is. It's bad guy con.
Bad guy.
Bad guy con. Trademark icon. No.
You're welcome.
So, we will start when we get back from break. You guys at the gates, figuring out what you want to do inside this masquerade ball on the banks of the Nile.
Okay.
We will be back in about 15 minutes, give or take. And we will be back to see what happens with the rest of our Torg night. Thank you for tuning in. I am JM, the GM. These are our Storm Nights, and we are playing Torg here on Tuesdays. So we will see you back in 15 minutes. One might have got heard. Welcome back to Torg Tuesdays. I don't even know where to go from there. So, you guys are all in costume, standing in front of...
Incognito.
Yep.
Standing in front of Farouk the First's mansion.
Or we're not going to kill people.
There are a
Are
line
you
of
sure?
Rolls Royces kind of queuing in to the main gate. They have a smaller gate opened up to the side where, more pedestrian traffic is coming through. You can see, as I said, everyone is sort of in costume. And at this point, it's 6 p.m. Things are getting dark. You can see the lights on the inside, the soft glow of lanterns. The whole house is done up. And there are guards, and they may be in costume, but they are also packing, and they are
Very
checking
noticeably guards.
everyone's invitations.
So, Jasmine, stay close to us.
Should we go as a group, or should we kind of split up and mingle in with the other?
We may want to split up a little bit.
At least
and
like
go
two
in
and two.
Like,
I will walk right up to the gate.
and he's by himself.
Guess. Thanks for being a team player.
Frenchman might be inside.
Jasmine, stay next to me. With,
So,
and MC's with you, or is MC with us?
MC is with Jasmine.
Okay,
Full
cool.
unicorn regalia.
anybody need... It's a new scene. Do people need refills of Destiny cards?
I have
How many are we
full
supposed to
complement.
have?
5.
5?
Yes.
I need a...
I
Destiny.
need one.
Destiny.
Uno. Christopher. Or
Now we gotta start all over, do sound checks.
I just reached over to grab a card.
Good.
Yeah, I have 5. Thank you.
Okay.
I want new dice.
I can't help you.
He
with
has
that.
dice.
Here you go. Give these back to me.
He breathed this stench of awful on them.
She doesn't want those.
Give you 4.
Yeah, the black one's also his.
The black roll is an 80-20.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so you're going to keep that one?
Yes.
I see the way it is.
Yes.
Ungrateful PCs. They deserve what they get. Your contact, Madeline,
Uh-huh.
she does good work.
She does.
None of you are stopped
Great.
as you go through. You are all told the party tonight. Anyone on the grounds, you may do as you wish. Mask on, masks off. Inside the house on the first floor is reserved for dancing. Masks must stay on at all times. The second floor is broken up, private conversations. If a parlor is open, you may feel free to take it. The third floor and the basement are strictly off limits.
So by invitation only?
No, they are off limits tonight.
Of course, you know where we're going now.
Oh, of course, this is right in the basement.
The Scarlet Rose is in the basement.
The other
on the top
bodies
floor. Why wouldn't they be on the top floor? I think upstairs.
The upper floors are easier to access, but
All right.
There are small chariots being drug around by really beefy manservants. The people who are riding in the chariots are holding out trays of drinks, and they will pull up. And they offer
The extravagance. I'll take something.
Yes,
And
please.
I will stop Sadie from taking anything, and then ask, is there anything non-alcoholic?
Sadie makes her own choices. You're stopping Jasmine.
That's what I thought. Sorry, Sadie. Sadie knows what she wants. I'm sorry, Jasmine. I'm stopping Jasmine.
Sadie can have as much alcohol as she wants. MC Fang gives you a look and tells you to cut Sadie off.
I will. When MC gives me the look, I'll cut Sadie off.
So you can see the garden is behind the house, kind of on the left and the right of the house.
Okay.
The patio is what extends kind of overlooking the Nile, and the terrace is kind of this outdoor wraparound patio on the second floor. There are probably 200 people here. You can see that also in the front area where the gate kind of enters, and there's a very large and broad circular driveway. They've cordoned off part of it next to the garage, and you can see people working with, well, you recognize them. They seem to be mortars.
I have heavy weapons. There's a skill.
They're fireworks, aren't they?
They could be fireworks. They could
They-
be mortars.
Interestingly, they started that way.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yes.
knock over a statue and take its head and plug the end of the
Yes.
firework, it becomes cannon.
It becomes a cannon. So
So right now we're on the first floor.
you are
which is reserved-
outside the
Outside
house.
in the grounds,
Yes.
in the garden.
Yeah.
Do they have like leopards on leash?
Peacocks.
Desert lions?
There are peacocks just wander. Every time you turn a corner, Kage, there is a peacock there, like plumage full up, reflecting in your. Peacock seems to like your glasses.
Is it a boy peacock?
Are you really
or a
wearing your
girl?
glasses?
It wants to fight.
over
No,
your
I'm
geisha mask?
wearing the geisha mask
Okay.
With his
with
glasses.
my
Oh,
suit.
And your glasses over this, or on the inside of the mask?
Are you
They're
not wearing them?
on. They're not wearing them.
Are they in the pocket? What color are your character's eyes? We all wanted to know that last week.
You can't see them through the mask.
All
Did I
right.
get them?
So people are walking. You can see that there is a large banquet table set out at the far end of the garden maze. You can see that's kind of where the hors d'oeuvres are. You have to sort of make your way through the garden to get there. There are people wandering around. The guests, you can see on the inside, the first floor, the ballroom is lit up. And there are people, like, stately sort of spinning around as the music sort of softly wafts through.
Who's the DJ?
There is no DJ. It is the
It's an
1920s.
orchestra.
It is. It is a small orchestra. And nobody's really... There's 2 or 3 people sort of on the terrace looking out over the Nile. A couple of pairs of lovers.
Anyone I
And
recognize?
give me a find roll. That's a Western. Wrong genre.
Natural 20! Knew it. Just take how many? 12. So 32.
No, you need to keep it going. I got my glory card ready.
Sorry. So plus 10 to and find is mind. Yes.
Yes.
Over matter.
So 18.
You definitely see the woman in red in a nicer dress than you saw.
Is it still red?
It is still red. She does have a red sort of
Is it like Jessica Rabbit?
half
kind of deal?
mask over here. No, it is very like it comes all the way up
Mm-hmm.
to about here, and then you can just like the lower half of her face is exposed, and her hair kind of cascades down her back. She does not seem to notice you,
Excellent.
but
Very
she definitely
classy.
seems to be noticing someone.
Archie.
And Fang.
Can I detect magic?
You can give me a detect magic roll.
I don't remember how it works.
Jasmine, do you know who that woman is? Have you seen her before at your father's camps?
Never would remember if I saw her before.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Divination.
In case you're wondering, I'm in costume for the ball.
Actually, I'll need an
It's
8.
definitely not that he was dying of heat stroke.
No.
I think magic just saw
As soon as we're out of here, it's back on.
If this number is
So
higher.
what are you guys doing?
Why are you subtracting?
Food table.
Going to go through the food table. I am going to need a mind roll from you to navigate the maze to the hors d'oeuvre table.
You don't get this number?
It is an easy one. You only need to get an 8.
Just straight mind or fine?
Find.
Well, I only need
Alright.
so.
Put 2 points in mine.
Yes.
While he's there disappointed, be sure to check out the other games
On
from
the stream.
Iconic.
Chris, you're great.
Would you
I
get-
go hungry.
Eventually, one of the
MC Fang will lead you through the maze.
one of the
I pictured MC Fang eating the peacocks.
MC Fang has excellent find.
they actually have spotters, and so eventually someone comes up to you and says, would you want further in, or would you like to leave the maze?
In other words, they noticed you doing a circle.
Trying to get to the food table.
Yes, follow me, good
I
sir.
was ready to take my saber and hack my way through this bush.
Well, we greatly appreciate your restraint. Okay, so what are the rest of you doing? Archie heads into the maze, and you don't see him for a while.
What does it take to get good or outstanding? I can't remember.
So the base difficulty is 10. So beating it by 5 will get you. So getting a 15 is a good success, and
Okay.
getting a 20 would be outstanding.
So I got a good success then, which means up to 50 meters. I should be able to see a faint outline or aura around anything or objects or people that are magic, enchanted.
Okay. You definitely see a couple of the party goers who are in some of the more flamboyant costumes. Definitely are radiate a faint magic.
What about in the basement or upstairs?
In the basement or upstairs, and it's 50 meters.
Yeah.
So that's 150 feet.
Sure it is.
So
Or 50 meters.
not what you're really like. Not that you can tell.
So I have to go back in the house.
You'd have
Do
to
we
be
try
in the
again?
house to try it.
You should go to the basement invisibly.
I didn't take invisible.
She did take portal.
I did take portal. I could portal myself in there.
All right. So Kage, Sadie, and Lapis. So Kage and Sadie, what are you doing? Lapis, you are currently staring holes in the side of.
I'm looking for people I know.
You're staring down the woman
Yeah,
in
there
her
is-
So,
There's
so
that.
did you
and
go
you're
to the,
ticked. She doesn't know
the
you.
terrace is where she
I can
was?
see she's up in the
You're
terrace, yes.
beneath her. Physically.
I get a drink and I walk up to the terrace.
So you're gonna head up to the terrace.
Yes.
All right. You sort of.
Just kind of, I meant there's a wall or something right there.
Yeah.
So
But I will get to you because
Okay.
you have to go through the house and then up the
That's-
stairs.
I'll
Continue.
get to you in a minute.
That's fine. Please.
Sadie.
I am going to go observe the dancers more closely.
Okay.
Do you like it when we split up? Almost like
Thank
this?
you guys for just scattering like
Ants.
I was gonna say like roaches when the light gets turned on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you recognize like there are like 6 doctor deaths.
Okay.
That was so last year's costume.
Some of them look, at least 2 of them look a little too
Realistic.
enough so that you see like when they hold out their hand, the other person's kind of. You don't shake hands with the man with the cyanide touch. You see. What?
No, it's funny.
Thank you.
Here, have another possibility.
That's right. You definitely see a pair of Midases, a trio of the Sand Scorpion. Like one of them actually has a tail that looks realistic. The other 2, you can see the wires. Like every time the guy turns his head, like the tail kind of goes in the same direction, and the other one's just sort of dragging like a series of pillows that have been knitted together through the ground.
Who invited that loser?
And you do see, however, 5 different jade scales moving throughout the party. And here's the thing about them. They don't look like costumes. They all look like costumes.
Authentic.
Yeah.
I definitely keep my eye on them.
It's hard. There's 5 of them.
If
I
only
don't
we
have
hadn't all
shelves
scattered
back
and you
here.
couldn't have.
Yeah.
Any that come into my vicinity, I'm aware of.
Yeah. She keeps kind of like touching your hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's there. Wait, no. He's over there. Wait.
Do you want to go get food? Do you want to go back to the safe house?
No.
Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. We've got to figure out what they're doing.
We do, and I feel that it means we either need to go to the basement or to the 3rd floor. And where did everyone else go?
I don't know. You told me to stay here with you.
And I'm so glad you did, because now I feel so much better that you're not out there.
Just the 3 of you.
I mean, yeah, I'm with MC Bang and Jasmine. You have no idea how safe I feel.
She's got priorities, okay?
Right.
Is MC Fang with her or with you?
Oh no,
She's
MC
with
Fang's
Jasmine.
still with Jasmine.
Okay. All right.
She's riding
Swiping
him.
it.
That horn.
Yeah, every so often.
And I
all right.
push it back a little so we can't see it anymore.
Archie. So I want you to give me a find roll. Or a detective roll. Your choice. Archie, you make it to the food table. There are it is a delightful spread. And as you kind of look, this area has been built up against the river. Levees and sort of a dam wall to kind of level the area. As you kind of get to the table and you're looking at all of the delicious spread before you, definitely hear the sound of motorboats. And you can see one, about 50 meters, a couple of meters below, kind of over the wall, you can see one kind of comes in, and it looks like it makes a turn directly into the house, and the sound gets muffled.
Are there people over next to that seawall? Kind of.
Yeah, there's a couple of people looking over. There's
I'll take my plate of fish and chips and head over
there's
there.
one guy who is like
those are hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah. There is a man in a very fine suit and a young boy who is like dressed up like Lapis. And he is currently like every time his dad is talking to him about the Nile.
Like Lapis is currently dressed up, or like Lapis was dressed up earlier today?
Like
a superhero.
Lapis, like a superhero Lapis. And every time his dad is going on about, well, this is when Cairo was founded, and here's why we celebrate this, and this is when this dynasty started. He kind of is looking at his dad, and you see he's taking broccoli and just throwing it into the Nile.
Is anything eating it?
Nope.
It's like Brussels sprouts. They're garbage.
Have you ever had Brussels sprouts? They're delicious.
Mm-hmm. With bacon?
They're like
I will try to look to see where the boat went.
As you kind of get over to the edge, you can see that there's the patio in the garden, but there is a small, about 4-meter high opening that opens out onto the Nile. And as you watch, you can see sort of a sea barrier kind of, or river barrier, I guess, kind of rise back up into place.
Does it completely seal the entrance, or just comes up so another...
It just comes up so that, like, boats and other things from the Nile don't access that.
Hippos and crocs.
Yes. Gifts.
Where is Drummond?
Gifts. Yeah.
Right.
Is there
Drummies.
a walkway or steps that lead down near that?
Not here, no.
But you could easily climb down.
Oh, yeah, you totally could.
Tie some
Tablecloths,
together.
yeah. The real question is, can Archibald do the...
I can. You should do it to regimental balls all the time.
You really can't you?
We'll see if I use my dice or your dice.
Good point.
All right, so we'll come back to...
I will then look. I need to inform the other people. And I start looking for my compatriots.
You gotta go back through the maze.
No, there is an exit
Okay.
here. Like,
What- yeah. I'm on the other side of the maze
Going into
now.
the ballroom.
You can actually enter into the first floor.
I will go to the first floor.
Okay.
I know Sadie likes to dance, so.
All right, so I will get to you. I promise
No,
I haven't
you're
forgotten
fine.
about you.
You're all
Sadie, you can definitely see, every so often as you watch the dancers, you see
a Frenchman.
a geisha mask kind of like
Sword fight.
get spun as it's making its way through. There's a grand staircase, the big one that kind of comes down and spreads out and takes most of the far wall and then leads up to the balcony. And you can see there's probably about 30 people up in the balcony, but there's a large number of people here on the dance floor. There's a waltz currently going on, and so things are moving in time and in step with the music. And again, every so often, you get someone cuts in with you, and the two of you start dancing until you manage to find a break and continue to make your way through. I need a find roll from you, and
A dance roll from
as
you.
soon as she, give me a dex roll. Let's see how.
Is it maneuver or just a dex?
I'll let you have a maneuver.
How does an 8 work on a 5?
Ugh.
What'd you get, Christopher?
4.
Need to get through here.
That's how well he rolled.
Because presumably I got to get a 10, right?
How would you like another possibility to not spend that one?
What do I got to do?
Just not spend that one and let the 4 rest.
All right.
Lord help us.
Well, do you
Wait,
get to add it to this?
You
No.
gotta.
No.
How does an 8?
There's a lot of people dancing. You lose track of the geisha for a moment.
Okay.
But it's very strange. You're used to strange. This is strange even for you. There's a lot of people who look like
Other people.
right. Like Sadie wasn't born in the Living Land. It only happened a year ago. You still remember being, in New York. How did Sadie feel about superhero movies?
I mean, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. Okay, so it would basically be like seeing a bunch of those, people dressed up. It would be like seeing a convention where people were in costume and dancing. All right. So as you lose track of Kage, you get pulled into another dance, and this person has a magnificent sort of almost samurai mask that kind of comes down over his face, and it is the Frenchman as he says, "I've never found you lovelier, Kage. What brings you? Did you steal my invitation?"
No, you destroyed yours, remember? It was only yesterday. Did I hit you too hard?
So what are you doing here? Don't tell me you came here all this way for me.
I believe there's a masquerade.
Oh, Kage. So stoic, so simple. I wouldn't try anything if I were you. One's
I
never
would
quite sure when.
Warn you the same.
But then again, I'm not you. As he spins you away, towards the stairwell.
It's not a melee.
He definitely stabs you in the side.
He does stab me?
He stabs you right in the side. He gets you
Hoping he was going to miss me.
for 2 wounds and 4 shock. You're going to need to spend a possibility to make that reality roll.
So fair. So
You can feel it's a small triangular blade that just sort of punches up under your stomach.
4 shock?
Yeah, unless you would like to spend a possibility to
You're
make
going to
a
have to
reality
because
roll.
3 wounds you're dropped,
You have so many
right?
possibilities. Pull
And 3
yourself
wounds
together.
were...
You're unconscious. You already have one?
Yeah, I already had one.
All right, then you definitely need to spend that reality roll.
Okay.
Good luck.
So what do I got to do?
Reality?
Roll. Reality?
To soak the damage?
Mm-hmm.
Spirit.
Oh, you can spend more?
My
Yeah.
goodness.
What'd you get, Chris?
A 3.
I don't know yet.
Oh, no.
It's at least 10 on the second roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at least 10 on the second roll. So
I got
12.
13.
You got 12. You
12.
will soak. You will only take 1 wound and no shock.
Bless you.
And he spins away and just sort of disappears in the crowd. You hear the clang
allergic to
of
the
his
yarn.
mask hitting the ground. Kind of. You can if you like. The stairs lie before you too. It is your choice.
But it's the French.
It is the Frenchman.
So what do I got to do?
Give me a find roll. You're at -2 because you have 2 wounds.
What is fine under?
Fine.
Mind.
It's mind scope. You don't have it down as a...
I haven't put anything in.
Oh, well, there you go.
All right, and your mind is -2 right now because of your wounds.
I believe in you.
I don't. No.
No, that guy's gone.
He was gone.
You see...
I doubt he was even there.
Oh,
Yes, he was.
It's like he was never there. Spurt, spurt. You see Kage emerge from the...
With a dagger sticking out of his side.
No, you don't see that. Like it was a small, only about that large kind of punching dagger, and he just sort of let go and left it inside you.
Oh, that's interesting.
Amisa,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing?
You know,
Archie, you see the same thing, by the way.
I'm contemplating. So I'm on the first floor too, so that I could come do magic again. I'm deciding that, or I'm deciding if I could do a portal. But I need to go to like the bathroom and make a portal. Because I don't want it in the
Never
middle.
portal with a full bladder.
That's right.
It's the first rule of portaling.
That's true. I just thought there would be less people in there
I don't like that.
if I could lock the door. Or I guess I could go upstairs and go to one of those rooms and see if there's an open sitting
You are
area.
definitely going to need to know where you're portaling to, because you just basically would
I have
go
to
like
see it.
no, you would basically
to
go
go
a portal 50 feet downward.
Yeah.
Nope, that was solid rock.
Whoops.
I think I found a way
Because it doesn't say in the thing that I have to know where it's at. I don't have to have sight line of it.
True, but you can't just teleport like into solid material. Like
Yeah.
you don't know where the basement is. I'm not saying you have to see it. I'm just saying you would have to know where it would be.
Wouldn't
If
it
only
be...
we had a map of the house.
A map of the house I would allow to work.
Okay. So I need to go find the area where there is electricity.
Okay, that's what you want to do.
Like a guard room. There has to be one on the first floor. Unless they're downstairs. Jerks. Alright, I'm gonna kind of just peruse around.
Okay. Give me a mind
Can
roll.
I do...
Oh,
a
go ahead.
mind... Okay, yeah.
What you were gonna ask a question.
Well, I was gonna see if while I was perusing if I could try and detect magic.
You can give me a detect magic roll
Because
instead.
that
That'll
might
work.
be... Because then if I could sense if they're holding
Yeah,
her...
no, totally. Ooh. And
Um,
we're gonna come to you, Lapis, next.
15.
We've got 2 of the group back together. One of them leading.
15. So I'm good on that one. So it means
There is definitely
50. I have 50.
okay. As you kind of wander around and you're kind of doing your spell underneath, 2 things happen. One, you definitely feel that there is magic about 20 meters below the ballroom.
Okay.
It is powerful, and it is active.
Okay.
You also hear from behind you, there's a man wearing blue robes and a blue conical hat and a large white beard that is definitely, like, starts about here and then kind of comes up. Our fellow practitioner! I see!
Is he casting magic right now?
No.
How would he know?
You look like an elf from the Isle.
And you were casting magic.
Merlin.
All right, acceptable.
I'll come back to you in a second. All right, what'd you get in your detective roll?
17. Sorry, I went.
What are you talking about?
All right, so you can definitely see that the woman in red has, like, she's not gone inside, but she's gone around the corner towards the main terrace area. You can hear sounds kind of coming up from there. Your guess is that she is sort of in charge of what's going on upstairs. These 5 jade, with a good success, you know for certain none of these jade scales are the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, they've all been picked because
They're close.
Same shoulders, same height, same, like, kind of permanently inscribed scowl on their face. Whoever trained these guys were copying from the original. They weren't.
Okay, perhaps permanent decoys?
Mayhaps.
Probably. Okay, so she's in charge of the second floor.
Yes. These guys seem to be in charge of the outside. You can see Sadie and Archie are inside the ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
You also see kind of... Okay, right, sorry. Kage kind of standing there, stretching weirdly in front of the stairs. You don't see... No one has eyes on Amisa.
Okay. So I'll kind of gesture to Sadie and Archie and tell Jasmine, okay, let's go get them together.
Okay.
We want to get together because we're probably about to start something.
Oh, good. She kind of reaches into the small purse, and she's like, I'm ready.
What does she have?
She has one of the guns from the safe house.
Oh, great child.
I would like to walk up to Sadie and say, I require your assistance. I wasn't going to say that. Not at all.
No. Please continue, I'm fine.
Do you have tea in your sinuses now?
Yes, they are quite clear. Painfully clear, I might
Stoic
say.
expression, walk up to her.
You mascot.
I still have stoic expression on my face.
You can tell that under the mask.
He's being very stoic. Mm.
I
You'd have to
require
have
your-
eye holes. You wouldn't be able to see without them.
Yeah,
They're
but
like sunglasses.
Nope, that's
All right.
not how we made your costume. We can see your eyes.
She's correct.
Super big.
They made big eyes.
Yeah, they're big. They're like 90s Halloween
Can I ask
costume.
our only person with a medicine skill for some help, please?
Nope.
Do we want to try
I
to
require
find...
assistance.
I think I found a way in underneath.
Do we
There's-
want to go to
Boats that come in.
a private room, discuss everything?
Is he going to make it to a private room?
I will
think
make
so.
it.
Okay, great, fine.
Oh,
Can we go to a
Luckily, he's
private
wearing
room?
a dark
friend
suit, so he's
again.
not.
I mean, he's dripping, so...
Walk up to the private.
I heard that, JD.
Little dots of blood trail.
We walk to a private room.
yes, you can go to one of the
Walk to a
parlors
private room.
upstairs.
Two
Second
floors
floor?
up. Two
I will
floors
walk
up.
Just one
up.
floor.
I
You're
will
on
walk
the
up
main
the
floor.
stairs.
He can walk up on his own 2 feet. You weren't
Step drag.
stabbed there.
Step, drag, stumble.
Okay, fine.
Step.
Until you hit
3
wounds, buddy.
Say, if I see you, I'm going to
Okay.
be like...
If you see me, I'm about to get accosted by Merlin over here.
Yeah, she's definitely talking to
Merlin's
Merlin.
into you.
Yeah. Yeah. As you walk up, this guy who introduces
Curling my
himself as Alistair.
Wait, he doesn't do this.
No. There are some wonderful hors d'oeuvres outside.
In case you just missed that, he literally spit on the table.
You didn't have to bring that up. The people on camera don't need to know that.
You definitely see.
Slow it down now and watch for it.
Is there a pained look in Amese's?
I too am a fellow practitioner of magic, as you can see.
This is
Perhaps
a
we should
costume.
discuss this over some champagne.
Invite him upstairs.
This is a costume.
Is this character's name Roger?
No, but there's a dude playing the violin. He's short, missing a couple of fingers on his hand.
We make eye contact.
Oh, well, I know it is a costume. I was just suggesting that perhaps I find these things droll and we could speak of other things.
What's your name?
Alistair?
Real name?
Alistair?
Alistair, what
Van
do you
Smythe.
do? What do you do?
Of the Van Smythes.
Oh, the Van Smythes. Don't know anything about them.
That's fine. I don't really either, but that's what my father always said, and people seem to go,
Can you tell me what the means?
I think my father's in banking.
Oh.
Yes. I am what he calls a worthless layabout. Yes.
Guessing on layabout.
Delightful.
So...
do I see my people?
You do see your people.
Going up the
Yeah.
stairs.
Kage kind of like uses the stairs like anyone else does, but leaves a bloody handprint.
Do I cultivate this or not?
Yes.
All
The NPC.
Yes, cultivated.
right, yeah. Well, I can only have a glass. The people I'm supposed to meet upstairs are going to be waiting for me in 15 minutes.
Well then, would you,
Come on, Alistair, let's go get a drink.
just like, crap, it worked. Okay, you head with Alistair outside, and we will come back to you in a second. The rest of you do find a parlor upstairs, and it is like the second room you come to. It is empty. The first one's filled with cigar smoke and a number of people. They seem to be involved in some sort of negotiations, and they kind of look at the door, and the second one is open.
Okay. The woman in red didn't see us, did she?
Not that you know of.
When we get when we get into the room, I will say that the Frenchman has injured me in a most cowardly fashion.
Where?
Oh, you can definitely see it.
Oh.
It does not wrinkle the suit.
Well, that's helpful.
Sadie, go. Or, sorry, Sadie, take.
Hey.
Sadie, you're on this. Jasmine,
Yes.
just let's look away.
It's just a stab wound.
I have a 12 in first aid.
So what does that?
Means you can make the roll without.
When you get to rest, you will get to make the roll with no penalties.
I would like to keep the blade.
It's got his blood on it.
Yeah, like I don't care.
Yeah, bleeding is 9/10 of the law.
Is that
9/10 of possession? Something.
Something like that.
Something.
All right, so the four of you are in there. You're listening.
Yeah, take a glass.
Yeah, what do you hear?
Fine.
Yeah, give me a find roll.
Okay.
Is there a way that we can communicate in this game? Like, without being with each other?
You would have to get radios. And
I have a walkie-talkie.
yeah, but like you have a...
Oh, so no.
Stranger Things ain't got nothing on you.
Yeah. So, no, not quite.
Okay, well, I'll just be having my cocktail. I'll let you guys know the important information you need to know.
Are you in the room with us, sir?
Yep, everybody except...
Got my glass against the wall. I can't hear anything. I'm not going to spend anything.
All right.
So,
Did
I
you-
saw a boat go underneath.
Did the
There's like a gate by the
Frenchman
river.
tell you anything important? Or did he just stab you and walk away?
Essentially stabbed me and walked away.
It's the kind of relationship they have.
I mean, he is your
He
nemesis.
asked me our purpose here. I did not answer. Blood was shed. Unfortunately, it was mine.
You really need to stop.
Christopher's in rare form tonight.
Well, that means we must act fast. They know we're here.
He is a coward. He is without honor.
The woman in red is up here on the terrace.
Said the man who's bleeding.
I believe the jade scale is somewhere in this building as well. And we just have to figure out if we need to go up or down in order to find the Scarlet Rose.
I'm drinking.
I
my
saw
cocktail.
Misa. Someone with a beard. She went and got a drink. She saw me. I don't know.
I had
Could I
enough
have given her
cats to
this?
herd.
Can I have said like 1 second to them? Could they have seen that? before
Yeah,
they
you-
walked in?
Okay. So she knows we're here. Okay.
I know.
She
I know you're
responded.
here.
Excellent.
Screw you guys.
Other one.
Cocktails.
So it's an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
So yes, I will be honest, I didn't expect that to work. But yes, my father's in banking. He funds just a number of different sort of sites throughout the Nile Empire. You know, basically, when the doctor, he does things. I know you guys are ready. Doctor Who, Christopher.
Doctor Who?
No.
That's another.
That's a different
Not related, all right.
Yes, he is the one who handles the money. He actually he runs the first bank of Cairo.
Oh.
Yes. Is that impressive?
It's impressive.
Excellent. More champagne now.
Have deals.
It's been about 15 minutes.
Okay.
He is putting them back rather quickly.
All right.
It's a
I
mistake.
guess
That's
how do
gonna be
we
a headache
how do
right
we
there.
get in touch with people in this world? Business cards,
Yeah, you could ask for his card.
letters,
You could ask.
camel.
Can I give her an idea?
Sure, go ahead.
Because if this is his house, you can ask for a tour.
Oh.
It's not
It's
his
Farouk's house.
Oh.
It's Farouk's house.
Bummer.
Hey, have you been in this house before?
Oh, several times. I actually I grew up friends with Farouk.
Oh.
He and I don't speak very much anymore, but as children, yes, we played in the house quite often.
Farouk the first or Farouk's offspring?
Farouk the first.
Okay, great.
Hmm. Well, whatever your name is.
Alistair. He kind of Merlin kind of gets very dejected.
Poor Merlin.
Still not the worst date I've ever had.
She's still trying to learn how to human.
Tell humans apart.
I don't know. I'll write that down so I don't
No,
forget.
Your
Yeah,
ears all
no,
look
you're
the same
social.
to me.
Yeah, I know.
Right. I
They
can't
look
tell you
the same
apart.
to me. Well, Alistair, how do you feel about escorting me upstairs,
Ooh.
and then maybe we can meet up in a little bit,
I would be.
and you can give me a tour of the house.
It would be my honor.
Honor.
Good.
All right, so he escorts you upstairs, and he is like, yes, and that is where Farouk got his head stuck between the banisters. Don't tell him I told you that. He's very embarrassed by it. Most of these rooms are used for things like business or libraries, some such stuff like that. I broke a lot of things here when I was a child. You definitely hear somebody coming by. He's talking very loud.
Were there secret passages when you were a child to get around the house?
Oh,
For the
I
servants?
wish. You know, there were a couple, but we were never allowed in them.
Is there one here on this floor?
There are two dumbwaiters.
Where
And they go all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. Some of the quarters do have accesses for, the butler to get in, to get out, and bring food and that sort of thing. Most, if I remember correctly, are you have to be careful because some of the sconces just come off the walls, and some of them spill, hot wax or
Oil?
kerosene. But some of them turn just enough, and something will pop in the room.
Oh.
Yep. Where are your friends? Are they out on the terrace?
No, I think they're in one of these rooms. I have to go in and meet
Do we
them.
hear her voice or just his?
You can hear her voice.
I have to go in and meet them.
Open the door
Yeah.
a little.
Open the door.
I will be waiting by the food.
Okay, I think
When
you
you
should
finish up,
have a little nip.
I am going to go talk with Madame Musadora over there, and you have a...
You have a lot of spit on your hand.
delightful time.
Yes, and we exchange formalities to be in touch.
Yes, and when he points to Musadora, it is a woman in a red dress.
Of course it is.
Oh, I totally heard that, and I totally went like,
Would I have asked him? Well, I guess I would. Would I have known about the lady in red because I wasn't here that night?
I would have
yeah,
told
she
you
would have
about
told
it.
you.
It's
Definitely
In that moment that I was like
Lapis's-
laying on the
Lapis's nemesis.
So can I just
Unofficial.
ask, like,
Maybe.
how long have you known her? She looks so familiar to me, but I can't place her.
She was an actress, apparently, and has come from France with
From
another associate of my father's and Farouk's. And apparently she is quite taken to the Nile Empire. And some say that they have seen her in the company of Dr. Mobius.
Dun, dun.
Okay,
I love you all.
thank you. All right, I'll be back, Merlin, Alistair.
whoever you are.
Goodbye
Goodbye.
for now.
Goodbye,
And he kind of-
human male.
Musadora, it's me, Alistair. And you definitely see her kind of like turn and walk back inside. You open the door.
All right, I give him the lowdown of all the things I know.
Look for
I know.
sconces in a room.
Yep,
There are
dumb waiters.
There are
Dumb
several
waiters.
sconces in the
there's
room.
magic downstairs.
Start pulling them. Kank. Kank. These don't work.
There are 3. So what I would like you to do is roll 3 6-sided dice and tell me what comes up.
We're gonna do one.
4, 5.
5.
Yes. 4,
All
4,
right.
5.
The first 2 that you try, you end up getting waxed like everywhere. The third
These
one,
things happen.
Click.
there is a click. And one of the walls, you can see one of the panels sort of pops open.
All right.
The Colonel!
Shall we leave DJ Fang and
MC
DJ Fang. I like it. DJ.
MC Fang?
DJ Fang.
You're very good at names.
Really good at things right now. It's my specialty.
That wingless dragon.
Yeah, should we leave him and the child just in here to keep things while we go down and investigate?
Well, where
keep
is
the
this?
door locked.
Upstairs going down, or where?
So it is a very narrow, like kind
Like
of
a breezeway between the rooms.
It's a breezeway between the rooms.
Okay.
Well, we can take a short look, see if they go down, or
Okay, yeah.
what.
I goes in, because I can summon the fire from nowhere.
But it's-
Or lightning.
Remember, if we go all the way to the basement,
You can
they're up
summon
here.
fireballs
She's
from
gonna be-
nowhere. There is a difference between that and summoning light.
Lightning.
You also said the fire, so I'm just saying it's not so much like it's like ha!
I know.
Well,
would
that
like her
house
in
is
first.
now brightly lit.
I would like her to go first then. Yes. Eat.
I'm not getting in the way of that. Thank you.
All right, so you guys are leaving MC. Fang.
Well,
Especially
I could
take a
also
short
create a
look, because I don't
portal.
want to go all the way to the basement and leave her up here by
Mm-mm.
herself. That's too far away.
so I'll wait back in the room if you guys want to look and let us know if there are stairs. If it's just this floor, then we got to figure out another.
Well, I have another way down. I have a little...
It kind of announces us, though. Hello! We just fell through the ceiling.
No, I think he can get us a little tour of the house.
Surprise.
Or just me. And then I can create a portal.
Back to us.
Well, that's trickier because I have to get out standing to allow my allies to move through it.
Okay.
Oh, so you're saying you can run away?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what you say.
All right.
All right.
Just making sure we're...
All right, so let's see where these go. I'll wait, and then
I'll go left.
with her.
All right, you're going to head
With my
left.
toy gun.
I will draw my real gun.
And head right?
Sure.
Okay,
I disguise my real gun because it's... Can't put it in my pocket.
so
Toy size.
That's fair.
heading right, as you kind of... moving kind of slowly down, there's very little light in here. There's a little bit that is coming through what seem to be little, like, double crescents every so often on the wall.
Oh, from the other sconces.
Well, no. When you get to them, you can see that they
Oh,
are
Little peepholes.
little peepholes.
Where there's a picture on the wall and you become the eyes.
I like it.
Very
old school house.
But when you get to the end, your hall ends about... And you can see where the latches are on this side. They're very clearly marked, like little levers to kind of open the doors. But you do come to the end of the hall, and there is a stairwell that like a cast iron stairwell that spirals up and spirals down. You go left.
I stop at the first one and look at the meeting. And
You can see that these people are currently, like, there are now stacks of money on the tables.
since this is open now, can I hear what they're...
You can hear what they're saying. They are all speaking. What languages do you speak?
A language you don't
The
speak.
Queen's English?
There's one guy who's
I didn't see
speaking.
languages.
There's one guy who is speaking in the Queen's Own, and the rest are responding in Arabic. And this guy seems to be understanding, but you can see the guy takes a large
Not the
stack of
only
money. You're not, and kind of pulls it over and opens sort of a leather case, and is putting what seems to be several $1,000s into the satchel. He's like, very well. You've just bought yourselves passage into Israel. And there's some talking back and forth, and he's like, no, I have all the paperwork right here, my friends. And he starts setting out a series of passports with travel papers kind of already slid in. We'll have you out of the Nile Empire no
Too
sooner than end of the week.
Sooner than end of the week, or
No.
later than end?
No sooner than the end of
I
the
try
week.
to really pay attention to who he is, and then guys see, or are they still wearing their costume?
They're still wearing the costumes. He is not. He is kind of like...
Do I recognize him being an Englishman?
you do not recognize him, but
Okay.
he does have a distinctive red scar that kind of cuts down the side of his face.
Like
Okay.
he was
I'll make a note of
burned?
his face. The other
No,
one
like just cut.
Oh.
in costume, so I can't.
Yeah.
But I will make a note of him.
Okay. Red scar, man. When you get to the end, your hall turns back towards the center of the building. You can start to hear music coming up from below, and yours ends with a dumbwaiter. The door is currently closed, and the rope, like the pulley ropes, are in there.
Okay, yeah, I'll open up so it goes down.
Yeah, it goes down, and it does go up.
And I will go back and let them know.
That's my lie.
Right?
And I'll tell them about the man with the red scar. They said they want to get into Israel.
Mm.
What is this Israel they speak of?
It is a land to the east of here that pushed back the doctor's advances when he first...
Well, they had
Right.
passports and papers, and I think they're trying to infiltrate.
Whether they're infiltrating or escaping, I don't know.
Sounded from their discussion that they were infiltrating. Just paid a lot of money. It wasn't just to escape, at least.
You pay a lot of money to escape, though.
Yeah, but would they come to this house to do that? Or did they just get a smuggler to get out?
Is he a smuggler?
I don't know who he is. I describe him. Englishman, red scar.
He did not have an English accent. He's just speaking.
Well, he was
Queen's
speaking-
English.
And I
Did he
wouldn't
look-
recognize that description.
He didn't look waspish.
Nope.
Did he look Arabic?
He did not. He looked.
Did he have a French accent?
He did not.
So he spoke good English.
Spoke good English.
Queen's English.
Queen's English.
Not her garbled.
Not her garb.
Her garbled Pan-American.
But definitely with no trace of an accent of either England or France.
And not
So did he
Australian or Irish or
Nope.
just...
You're not going to figure
Nope.
it out.
You'll have to
South
find
African.
out.
North African.
Moving on.
What other English-speaking
Terra.
countries are there?
What?
Was it Terran?
Canada.
He speaks the Terran Confederations.
Right.
He is
Canadian, eh?
Okay. So we go
This is where
down.
Kage died.
The players are sort of like
Fell down the stairs.
magpies. Whatever happens to be shiny catches their attention.
What do you think? Alright.
So, do we want to go down or up? We want to go
I think
figure out.
down is where the magic is,
Okay.
which is where our friend is held.
We think.
Well, we don't.
The stairs or the dumbwaiter?
Okay, and what do we do with
Stairs.
Jasmine?
Is the dumbwaiter big enough to fit a human in it?
It's big enough to fit one of you comfortably, two of you intimately, and three of you not at all.
Or we could go down and climb the rope one by one.
You could climb the rope one by one.
Unfortunately, since elves are so large, you don't fit.
We could put the Velociraptor in the dumb.
You could put the Velociraptor and one other person in the.
Presumably,
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Are we taking her with us?
Why Jasmine?
Why not?
Is she gonna stay behind?
No, because if she stays behind, she's going to get captured.
Just leave her with
We want
the
MC
dragon.
Fang. Because last time we did not have MC Fang. And we were not quite successful.
It could have been great if we had MC Fang.
Well, I was also not here. And
That's
I'm the killer.
That's also true.
We're not saying that you're not great. I'm just saying MC Fang took out like 4 guards by himself. So
Well, you could
And
take
fireballs.
You could send him down there because he could just kill him quickly.
yeah, but I don't want MC Fang just.
We can put him in
Rampaging.
the dumbwaiter with Jasmine, and say, if it hits the fan, open the door to the dumbwaiter and let MC Fang out.
Do we? Are people using the dumbwaiter?
I don't know.
Can
Could
we
be
do something
squished.
that
Squished.
disables it once they get
No,
lower
because
down?
otherwise
Will
you
people
cut the rope.
notice?
Well,
I'm sure people are using the dumbwaiter in a house this size with a party this big.
All right.
And
So we're going
with
down.
the basement and the second floor or the third floor unavailable.
The basement and the third floor are strictly off limits.
Right. So to the basement.
Yeah, so it's either top floor or the basement.
I'm telling you, it's the basement.
We're going to the basement.
And I know there's an entrance in with boats, so we
Uh-huh.
could always go to the basement, do our thing, get on a boat, and leave.
Excellent point. Okay.
basement.
I think that I don't think that putting people in the dumbwaiter is our best option because
Okay.
we can't control.
And we all
Where they
walk
end up.
down the stairs.
I do think we should all go down the stairs.
Okay. We can just keep her in the back.
All right.
How about just taking the rope down?
From the dumbwaiter?
Do we get into a fight, or
Yeah.
is this where we end?
You guys head down the stairs one by one. I do need to know your.
Marching order?
Yeah, just for reasons that just.
Who's stealthy?
Unrelated reasons.
Yeah, for unrelated.
I will
reasons.
stealth
Well,
first.
I'm wondering if I could get my good new friend
Alistair?
Alistair. I almost called him Achilles. It's start with an A. There are L's in it.
I love you, Gervais.
I know. I'm usually so good with names. I'm wondering if he could take us on a tour. He knows this house. He knows the people here. His dad is like one of the most powerful people.
Do you want to go and find him again?
He's drunk out of his mind.
Well, it doesn't matter. People think that they'll believe him more while he's taking a pretty girl on a tour.
He still can't get into
Yeah, but if it's, yeah,
basement
if
or
it's
the
certain
third
areas
floor.
that
It is.
they might not shoot him when he shows up, but they'll turn him away. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Okay, so
Yeah, but then I
Downs-
could get an eyeball on what it looks like. And tell you
Rip
guys
that
what it
portal
looks
open.
All right, I'm gonna need. We'll do a group consensus here. What's the? I know you're all heading downstairs.
Yes.
So, are some of you going outside and trying to find ways in? Are you stealthing down? Are you just?
I would like to stealth down.
I'll let them stealth down and then follow.
Unstealthily.
I can try to stealth. What's stealth?
Dex.
Dex.
I can try to stealth.
Yeah, I can try too, but you
All
can
right.
go
So,
ahead.
you wanting to go out and find Alistair? It will take time to find him.
I thought he was at the food place.
Right, but if they're just heading straight downstairs, they're going to
Oh.
get down there way before you will, going out and finding Alistair and then coming back in.
That's true. Well, I don't want to leave them to die.
Appreciate it.
But my dex is garbage, so that stinks.
So it sounds like some of you are going to stealth ahead,
Mhm.
and some of you are going to non-stealthily bring up the artillery. Very
Sure.
With
With a child and a raptor with us.
The Raptor's pretty
The
stealthy.
raptor is extra stealthy.
so the raptor might come up with us.
And by
as
extra
our backup
stealthy,
with
I
the
mean it's a
child.
21 in stealth.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's all over it.
We
They're
can have
very sneaky.
Jasmine can hang out with you.
three.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can protect her.
that's true, Jasmine. I could be
Just don't want her
friends.
to get captured or do
Yeah.
something rash.
So
Yeah.
3 of us.
I love how
plus-
you guys know how I think.
Mm.
Well, it's also Pulp Fiction.
It's also the Pulp Fiction genre, yes.
Oh, she was
Because
kidnapped again.
Jan's mind runs on Pulp Fiction.
It does.
All right.
That and
no.
Player's Tears.
So MC Fang,
They
What
feel
makes
him.
his tea out of?
us two,
I'll go. I'll try.
you, and then you two with Jasmine.
Mm,
A couple.
just walking.
All right.
Maybe Alistair will find me walking.
Maybe he will. All right, so MC Fang, Sadie, Lapis, and Kage, I need stealth rolls from you.
No,
Really?
I don't ask for much.
it was so close to a 17.
Stop
Right.
rolling in that tiny box. We need a bigger one.
I like this one.
Hey, it was the Darkle game.
No,
Well,
Yeah,
that's
all of the
good.
possibilities have characters on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Kage got a 19. Lapis,
13.
Sadie,
10,
MC Fang.
12.
Ooh.
I thought he was so good at stealthing.
Yeah, he's got 21
It's that
points in
extra
stealth.
dew claw that click, click, click on the cast iron.
The dice betray me. Okay?
The dice betray me. All right. So you guys head downstairs. You guys wait. Are you waiting like one floor's worth of rotation?
Sure.
So you guys head downstairs, and it on the first one stair down, it kind of opens up into a three-way passage, and you can definitely see like the light of one of the rooms kind of coming off the passageway, and you smell sort of the roast duck that is being prepared, and the dates and the figs and all of the spices that are being used to prepare the large main course that is about to be served. As you spiral down a second time, you come to a dark hall, and you can feel like all of the hairs on the back of your neck start to stick up.
Okay.
Magic is going on down here. Okay. You guys can start to hear the other group, the non-stealth. We'll call them Group B, because they don't be stealthy.
I can try.
Clank, 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 clank. And that's just Jasmine.
Very much.
So, you can hear them coming down. You have a couple of you planned it out. You have a little bit of time before they come down. There's a hallway that extends to, like, kind of back the direction you were coming, and then one that kind of heads off to the left. There's very little light in here. You're basically seeing light coming in from under doorways, like actual doorways, not secret passages. Everything down here is stone. It's very moist, like the stone is like cool and has
It's a little slimy.
not so much slimy, it's just wet. Like, it's just, you're kind of below the river here, so.
I'll head off to the left one to see what's down there before the rest of the group gets down.
Okay.
Are we splitting up?
Do we want to investigate and then come back? They did upstairs.
Okay.
All right, so she's heading down the left. Who's going down the main one?
Do you want the right again, or do you want the main one?
I'll go down the main one.
There's only two, so
I'll
Oh,
go
sorry.
down the right.
there's left and straight.
I'll,
I know where you're going.
the one that she didn't go down.
I got you. All right.
I'm following Lapis.
Okay.
Thanks.
Waiting for you in the dock is the Frenchman.
Yes. You run into the Frenchman, or I should say more accurately, the sword that he had extended. No. All right, so you head down. There are 3 doors down here. You don't
3 doors
hear...
down?
You don't hear any noises coming from the other side of the door. The first door, you kind of pull open and take a look, and there's a number of sandbags in here, and buckets, and trowels, and like quick set concrete.
What does it smell like?
It's
I'm not there.
What does it smell like?
smells like sand and lime, and
Fireworks?
Construction workers.
there is a door on the other side that seems to be more of like a regular wooden door.
Alright.
You can see more light coming in from underneath, and every so often you see sort of a shadow kind of pass by. The second one has a bunch of cleaning supplies in it.
Okay.
Mops, lime.
I suppose I could do that.
You do see several water bottles that that seem they are marked with the word radium on them. And when you
Glowing
get
in the dark.
when you get to the third door, you kind of go to open it, and it's locked.
Can I lockpick it?
You can lockpick.
You
I will come back
lockpick?
to you in a
I have
second.
lockpick.
Can't find his lockpicks, but he can.
Okay, do I do now?
Yeah, go ahead and don't tell me what it is yet. All right.
Okay.
You guys head down.
Mhm.
And there are only 2 doors.
Okay.
The first one has no lights coming under it. The second one, you can hear a lot of like echoing footsteps. Like they're in a large room, and you can hear a slow thrum coming from the second door. You can hear people talking, and they seem to be saying things like, "Nope, this one's almost done."
Can you hear a watery sound?
Doctor,
I did
this
hear
one's
a
blood
sound.
pressure is spiking.
Carry on.
No, so you don't hear a watery sound at this point. Nope, not at this point.
Do you want to check one that doesn't have anyone behind it? The quiet door?
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to check the one with people behind it.
Not yet. So, check the quiet door.
When you open up the quiet door, it opens up into a small room. There are several chairs. There are notepads, and it looks like people have been taking notes in here. And there's a lot of light streaming in from a glass
Partition.
window. And there's another door that heads out. And this window is kind of like the door, and then the noisy door. So the window looks into the large room.
Can we see into the large room?
There's there are about 24 medical examination tables, and there are people who've been sort of stripped down. They have just like a towel that kind of goes from here to here. They are all facing the center of the room,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a stone obelisk made out of some sort of basalt, and they are covered with hieroglyphs, and they are all connected to this thing. And there is a, like, when the thrum, the whole thing sort of lights up and goes down and kind of cloaks their head. It's sort of a green nimbus of energy, and they all start babbling different things, and there are people like furiously writing things down. You can't hear anything. The whole room is soundproof except for that thrum.
Is this like a steel?
A steel.
Steel?
It is not
Okay.
one of the. It is not a steel in the Torg sense, but it is
Right.
a steel in the
Sense
sense that it is a steel.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's back out, close the door, and then see if the rest of our party is.
Okay, you guys have made it downstairs.
And what's behind the door?
You guys have come back. What'd you get in your lockpicking roll?
15.
That beats the 14 that you needed.
Yay!
So Kage, you there in the dark, more by feel than anything else, pick the lock on this door. As you open it very quietly. And you can see there are a half dozen of Dr. Mobius.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is goons. And they all seem to be standing around. A woman tied to a chair is the Scarlet Rose. And you hear her say, "Fine. I'll tell you what you want to know."
No!
And that is where we will stop tonight. So, that has been Torg. Thank you all for playing. I hope you enjoyed tonight. You guys did really great with the drama deck tonight. Like, I feel like the second time through
so much drama.
made a little bit more sense.
Same cards?
Yes, you will keep the cards between now and the next scene. You will be back to 3 possibility. And next week we will find out what is going on with the Scarlet Rose. Can our heroes save her? And
Yes.
whatever this cult is doing with the people they captured from the Hashish Den.
I
And what
doubt
will
it.
happen between Alistair and Amiza? But you will find out next week on the next installment of Torg Tuesdays. And we will be back in 2 days with our Fading Suns game to see what is going to happen with the crew of the Oh Boy. Thank you again, Becca, for running that game. Our Halloween special, you'll be able to go up and see it on our YouTube channel. And then Friday, things get worse with Adventures in Geberkamp. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for playing. This has been Torg, a game by Ulysses Spiele. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.